have them by last Thursday.
Oh, okay. Okay,
It's in the process.
I'll keep that one. Same raffle of 3.
As I understand it,
Yeah,
don't quote me on this.
yeah, I'd really like to.
Yeah, I'd love to win one of
Yeah.
those. But it'd be cheaper just to go buy one.
Probably would, over time, if you probably added up all, I know.
Otherwise, wear your sweater and you can say, "It's chilly." What's up? Yeah. What's your son doing? Is he moving sports? Is he in school or did he finish? Did he? Okay. What was his degree? Okay, so does he have a job now? I was gonna say.
He just finally got all the certificates and completions and everything from the
Good,
school,
yeah.
so we're waiting on all that, so
Okay.
he did.
Does he have a lead on anything yet, or not that you know of? Yeah, not yet. Okay, yeah, you'll be, this is just as needed to let you know. By the way. Yeah, yeah, well, good for him. So that was a 2-year program, right? Yeah.
How's it going?
Good, how are you?
Yeah, yep, good for him. I don't think he'll have any trouble getting so that's what they say, you don't hear about people. Yeah, yeah.
No falling asleep today.
Plenty of time.
I'm filling up while I was gone. I didn't wanna have to sit down and get back up.
Oh, is that
Oh,
what it was?
that's,
Okay.
that's okay.
We have 8 seconds.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning. 4, 3, 2. Please rise and join me in pledging. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Well, thank you, everybody, for being here. So we did the pledge, get my pen out. Public comment on agenda items only, please. Seeing none. For information, the Highland Chocolates Building renovation project, which was approved at the June 14th meeting, will be paid with American Rescue Plan funds, which were allocated to the general fund. We had the opportunity to capture, I don't like that term. I was going to say, I don't like that term. Yeah. So anyway, we're happy for that.
Okay, next
The
up are
minutes.
the minutes of July 12th.
They are signed by all those present. I'll make a motion to approve them as presented.
I will second the motion.
Discussion? All those in favor with aye? They are approved. At this point, we get the pleasure of recognizing one of our employees, Doug Wicks, the County Emergency Management Coordinator, and we have 2 plaques to give to Doug. And I'm gonna ask Commissioner Hamilton to maybe address that one for just a minute.
Okay, Doug Wicks has completed his advanced certification with PEMA, Pennsylvania Emergency Management Agency. So this would be the second certification that he's gotten from PEMA. And that just really elevates his ability to work with PEMA and through PEMA with our residents and to keep everybody safe. So that's no small accomplishment. As you can imagine, his first certification had quite a lot of work to do do that, and then this is just doubling that work to receive your advanced certification. So congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
We're gonna take a picture.
In addition, we have the Association of State Floodplain Managers, Inc., Certification Board of Regents. Doug is ASFPM Certified Floodplain Manager, and floodplains are becoming a bigger and bigger thing as, quote, global warming. So Doug, we really do appreciate all the efforts that you've put into this. And like Commissioner Hamilton said, none of this comes easy. It's all extra work, and we really appreciate it when the Tioga County employees step up and do these things. And as I understand it, we now have 2 floodplain managers, the other one being Eric Tomlinson at the Conservation District, which makes it even better yet. So, and it's nice to be able to bounce things off of each other. So, again, congratulations, and if you could, we'd like to get a picture.
So another testament to the great employees that we have working for us.
Beautiful boys.
And I'll just say, congratulations, Doug.
Thank you.
Let's give him a round of applause.
I almost took it home with me. Okay, next we have personnel items. Casey, you have the floor.
Yes, I have a few items this morning. The first is for information to reappoint David Stager for part-time DUI coordinator at $60 per hour, no benefits for 1 year, and then that'll be reviewed again next August. Also for information for the board, we have some retirements and resignations. The first would be for Catherine Lillis for judicial line staff from district court, effective 8/12/22, and Kathy was here for a little over 22.5 years.
Thank you, Kathy.
The next item we have is for information for Cassidy Fessler, resigning from the prison, part-time corrections officer, effective 8/3/22. Nicole Messinger, the executive assistant at the prison, resigning effective 8/12/22. And Tim Hampshire, full-time corrections officer at Tioga County Prison, effective 8/14/22.
Mr. Chairman, if I could, I wanted to speak, it went rather quick through the comments there. All employees are important, but especially those who dedicate themselves for the amount of years that equal. It's just simply a compliment to their work for that many years. Kathy did her job quietly and unassumingly, but was an integral part of the district magistrate's office under multiple administrations, and I believe it deserves an acknowledgement, and we wish her very much a enjoyed and healthy retirement.
Thank you, Commissioner.
The next item I have for approval for hire would be for Crystal Downs and Sierra Boyce, both as full-time 911 dispatchers in training and emergency services at $13.50 per hour with benefits.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor with aye?
Aye.
Next item I have for approval would be to hire Kelly Golightly as a part-time on-call corrections officer at Tioga County Prison at $13.81 per hour with no benefits.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? All those in favor with aye?
Aye.
Next item I have for approval is for hire of Eileen Newell as a clerk in the tax claim office at $11.75 per hour with benefits.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? All those in favor with aye?
Aye.
Aye. They're approved.
The next item I have is approve a promotion of Samuel Garrison to drug and alcohol case management specialist at $16 per hour with benefits effective 8/15/22.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor with aye?
Aye.
Aye.
Next item I have is for approval of promotion of Evan Pillar and Brett Hedman to full-time corrections officers at the prison at $19.58 per hour effective 8/14/22.
So moved. Second.
Discussion? All those in favor with aye?
Aye.
Next item I have for approval is to transfer Howard Rutledge Jr. from the maintenance department to 911 hazmat field technician and emergency services at $14 per hour effective 8/29/22.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? All those in favor with aye?
Aye.
Aye, it's approved.
And the next item I have is termination for Amanda Drake, drug and alcohol case management specialist effective 8/3/22.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? All those in favor with aye?
Aye.
It's approved.
And the last item I have is a declination of job offer from Robert Whittemore for part-time corrections officer at Tioga County Prison.
So moved if he doesn't wanna work for us.
Second.
Second.
I did.
Any discussion? All those in favor with aye?
Aye.
It's approved.
Next up is a request to adopt resolution R 1422, authorizing chairman to sign a retroactive reimbursement agreement.
I will make that motion.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor with aye?
Aye.
Next up is a proclamation for fetal alcohol spectrum disorder month for September 2022.
You agree?
Oh, sure. Proclamation Fetal Alcohol Spectrum Disorders Month, whereas alcohol is the leading known cause of developmental disabilities, and whereas drinking during pregnancy can cause physical, learning, and behavioral problems, as well as developmental disabilities, and whereas there is no safe amount of alcohol to use during pregnancy, and whereas there is no time during pregnancy to use alcohol, and whereas fetal alcohol syndrome and fetal alcohol syndrome disorder cannot be cured, only prevented, and whereas awareness regarding the dangers of drinking any amount at any time during pregnancy may help reduce the occurrence of fetal alcohol syndrome and fetal alcohol syndrome disorder. And whereas September 2022 is Fetal Alcohol Spectrum Disorders Month, which is celebrated throughout Pennsylvania and across the globe to raise awareness of fetal alcohol spectrum disorders and to remind women who are pregnant or considering becoming pregnant not to drink alcohol. Therefore, we, the Tioga County Commissioners, recognize September 2022 as Fetal Alcohol Spectrum Disorders Month for Tioga County, to promote awareness of the effects of prenatal exposure to alcohol, to increase compassion for those individuals affected, and to minimize further effects throughout Tioga County in the future. I move this proclamation, Mr. Chairman.
I'll give you a second.
Any discussion? Alcoholism is a real problem. We all know that. And I just think this is a good thing. All those in favor with aye?
Aye.
It's approved.
Next up is a request to use the green by the Pine Creek Mennonite Church for hymn in June of next year.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. All those those in favor with aye?
Aye.
It's approved.
Next up is to approve appointments to the Northern Tier Regional Planning and Development Commission advisory committees as listed there.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. All those in favor with aye?
Aye.
Aye.
And thank everybody for volunteering. That's what that is.
Next up is to approve a professional services agreement with MCM Consulting Group.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor with aye?
Aye.
Aye. It's approved.
Next is a proposal from CDW Government for the purchase, installation, and service agreement for battery backup equipment in their armory section, and that'll be paid out of Act 13.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion?
Go ahead. Take action.
No. All those in favor with aye?
Aye.
Aye.
Doug, if I may, Mr. Chairman, Doug, when we spoke about the agreement for, the services agreement and hazardous waste materials, can you give any background on that that will be helpful for the general public to appreciate the purpose of that?
Sure. So that's for the commodity flow study, which FEMA says we have to update those every 5 years. We're at that point. A commodity flow study is basically a traffic study. Tioga County, it's a fairly simple process. Our only rail line is coming from Gang Mills into Wellsboro, hauling either fracking sand or water, so that's not a concern. However, we have the Route 49 corridor, Route 6, and especially Route 15. And there's any number of hazardous materials every day that travel through this county. Basically, what they do in this study is they go out, they count the number of commercial vehicles, and they also read placards to try and determine what's moving through the county. That's basically what the study is.
And that if a hazard were to happen, you'd be prepared, having known the product and also the means by which you could address the issue. Is that correct?
Yes.
Thank you.
Sure.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
And Commissioner, thank you for bringing us back to that.
Well,
Appreciate it.
you're welcome. It, basically, sometimes we look at, well, there's dollars spent. No, not really. It's an investment in safety and the ability to manage an issue. If you're ill-prepared or not knowledgeable, you find yourself at a disadvantage, and that's to the public's advantage. So I appreciate it. Thank you very much for answering.
Very good.
And next is a proposal from Alltech Systems, where am I here? To install security card access for the 3 doors downstairs where the former Penn State office was, which is now the new voter registration storage area. And that'll also be Act 13.
I'll make the motion.
Okay, second.
Any discussion?
Yes. Basically, in Penny, your care is to make sure your equipment cannot be reached or accessed at any point in time, except for those who have the card. Am I correct?
Correct.
Anything else?
It is for security purposes.
Security. Okay, thank you.
All those in favor with aye?
Aye.
Aye, it's approved.
Next is a 1-year maintenance contract renewal with Cleveland Brothers for the generator at the human
Every year
services.
we do that.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? All those in favor with aye?
Aye.
It's approved.
And next up is also a contract renewal with Cleveland Brothers for the generators at the sites listed there.
So moved. Can't afford to have them go down.
Second.
Discussion? All those in favor with aye?
Aye.
It's approved.
And next up is to approve agreements for 15 different providers for the Department of Human Services.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? All those in favor with aye? Aye.
Aye.
Public comment? Standing crowd.
I'll share something. If you're interested, anyone here follow Little League baseball?
Yeah.
Well, This coming Friday, I've been given the distinct humbling honor to sing the national anthem at 3 o'clock on Friday. And it's quite a thrill, and I'm already shaking. But it is an honor. The national anthem emits and creates emotion and pride in country, and to be able to present that in that venue is very humbling. Gentleman, Bob Matarko from Blossburg is the one who invited the opportunity. He works there, and he said, I sang for his daughter and son-in-law's wedding. He said, I'd like you to sing that, a veteran, a Vietnam veteran, and someone who has a great deal of pride in country, expressed that. So I'm really at the grace of his invitation to be there, but it's humbling. So, thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Nice job. Devin's really good.
You could do it.
Yeah, this guy
Next
could do
year.
it too.
Next year.
Maybe you gotta have a duo.
Put my name in next year.
Yes, ma'am.
My name's Angelina Barton. I represent IONU Media. I just want to make sure that everybody can hear me just in case. I didn't actually prepare this question, but I was speaking with law enforcement outside with the recent events in Berwick with the fundraiser, the tragedy actually. Is there any kind of plan? Has anybody talked about what we can do to prevent this from happening again? And are we supporting our law enforcement, you know, in these endeavors and trying to make sure that our communities are safe when we're holding community events?
I wish the sheriff were here.
Yeah.
But yes, this board supports the needs, requests, and yes, we support. Eric?
I think that's an Eric question. I think he's ready.
Yeah, that's why I look that way.
Well, and Roger said it right. This board has never wavered from its position in seeing the value and the importance of law enforcement. And we'd like definitely to turn the public's opinion about the importance of having that kind of support in need available. We're well trained here. I know the sheriff has taken time to instruct and prepare his personnel here. At every event, Laura Festival or any other event, they're on scene, and a number of other law enforcement entities are included in that. But there's a genuine appreciation, if you will, in this rural setting, that law enforcement makes a difference. And I've sit on the governor-appointed commission on law enforcement, and that's 21 people from across the Commonwealth that meet the particular area that I represent is 7 barracks in the Northern Tier, and that's the state police. So clearly, to the support of this board in regard to law enforcement in this county, to respect their work and their training, yeah, we're in place.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. Like I said, I hadn't prepared that, but we had some conversations outside that kind of thought that was important. So I want to start, I know you guys are very into legislation kind of and how this is being handled. So in the Constitution of Pennsylvania, the very first article in the Declaration of Rights, section 27 about natural resources and public estate. The people have a right to clean air, pure water, and to the preservation of the natural, scenic, historic, and aesthetic values of the environment. I'm not going to read you the whole thing. I don't want to, be repetitive. But what is the county doing to assist the borough of Lawrenceville with their right to clean, pure drinking water?
Again, here's the history. Commissioner, can you expound?
Sure. This board has met on numerous occasions with the department, speaking on issues that affect our county in total, all right? You've identified one community. We're aware there are some challenges in that community. We've had some dialogue with the Department of Environmental Protection seeking to give assistance to the community, and I believe that discussion is still ongoing, and we hope that there is a resolve to that. It is about community leadership in the community, all working together. We would promote that without reservation. There needs to be a greater dialogue and a more conducive outcome by working together to be achieved. And so, yeah, everybody has a right to clean air, water, and so on. And we've worked as a board with every department that affects this county, DCE, DEP, DCNR, and there's a few more alphabets there, PennDOT and a few other I don't recall. But that's one thing I guess I would offer, and you guys speak to it as well. There's an engagement by this Board of Commissioners to invite and or involve the departments in projects that we are working on, to support and also advise what we're doing. And we welcome that input. Am I
So-
okay with that?
Yes.
Okay.
We have worked through, I've only been here 12 years, but there's been a couple of projects with Lawrenceville that we've worked with.
Well, that leads me in Article 9, local government, Section 5 is intergovernmental cooperation, right? So, that very briefly just states that a municipality by act of its governing body may, upon required by initiative and referendum, shall cooperate or agree in the exercise of any function, power, or responsibility, or transfer any function, power, or responsibility to one or more other governmental units, including other municipalities, districts, federal government, or state and its governmental units. So I just think it's really important that that's written directly in the Pennsylvania State Constitution, that we should, all be working together to support our neighbors. Which leads me to my next question. Does Lawrenceville Borough's lack of fiscal responsibility have an impact on the county?
We'll interrupt or stop there to say this.
Sure.
Respectfully, and I'll speak as an individual, if they endorse it, that's fine. For 27 years, have never sought to usurp the role of those who are elected in a borough or a township and their responsibility. If invited, engage, but never try to usurp the role elected by the people in the community.
Sure.
Stops there for me.
I don't think that could be said any better, on my behalf as well.
If invited, that'd be the different deal.
Okay,
Work in a
so,
cooperative manner, but we do not attempt to usurp roles.
on August 3rd and on August 1st, I live streamed the Lawrenceville Borough Council meeting. The Wellsboro Gazette actually reported on the council president using derogatory names towards a resident. This is in my live stream. If Mr. Bunn, let's just say one of your colleagues used a derogatory word during a public meeting or called me a derogatory name, do you think that that would be behavior becoming of a public official?
A public official calling you,
Yes, sir.
I personally, speaking as one commissioner, yes,
Unbecoming, right,
Yeah.
of a position of a.
I absolutely would.
So being that that was actually reported by the Wellsboro Gazette, is there, do you believe that that falls again in well-behaved mannerisms that our public officials should be utilizing while they're interacting with their residents and their constituents? I'd actually like everyone to answer that. If you could, I'd like to.
Well, I wanna go first.
Sure.
I think everybody should be treated with respect, and especially in a public forum. It's, Mark?
Yeah, I'll go a little step further. I think unbecoming behavior these days is becoming a problem with our society, and we are not getting, we're not able to get down to talk about the facts and work cooperatively together, and that's a problem. We need to figure out a way to change it and become more civil.
Thank you. Any thoughts?
Yeah, it's hard for, somewhat of a little bit of a leading question, and so I would answer it like this. None of us in this room, for a matter of fact, can be held responsible for another person's actions. Whether we really find it offensive or an unfortunate exchange in an environment where it really does demand the kind of candor that's responsible to others. Can't be held responsible for that. Do we endorse it? Heck no. But you have to leave it at there, that everyone's held to their own responsibility. And yeah, wouldn't condone it, but can't be responsible for another person's actions.
Do you have any comment on the group of signatures that were sent in, over 100 signatures about the removal of the council president and the vice president that's been presented, I guess, in legal forms?
I I was unaware of it.
I would have no comment because I had not seen it.
Sure.
I've received a copy of it, and I simply accepted it as a document that was on behalf of their community.
Do you think it's important that there's more signatures on that document than he received votes for in the election?
The public will decide.
I think that's all I have. Thank you guys very much.
Thank you for being here. Anybody else? Okay. With that, the next meeting of the Tioga County Board of Commissioners is scheduled for September 13th. With that, we will adjourn and move into the salary board. Any comments for the salary board? Hearing none. Minutes of the July 12th, please.
Approved by all present, I will move their adoption.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor with aye?
Aye.
It's approved.
The item we have for salary board today, is to approve an increase of $1 for Marty Jablowski, our administrative assistant two at Emergency Services. She has completed her coursework, for PEMA and FEMA. She's done an extensive amount of work and classes for that, so, we're asking for that.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? I would say thank you, Marty. All those in favor with aye?
Aye.
It's approved. With that, we will adjourn and move into the retirement fund board. Ask for any comments. Hearing none, minutes of the July 12th, please.
They are signed by all present.
Make a motion to approve the minutes?
Second.
Is that what you're waiting for?
Any discussion? In case nobody heard it, the chief clerk seconded that, as she is on the retirement fund board.
Not everybody is aware that that includes the treasurer and the chief clerk.
Yeah. So we, did we vote on it?
All in favor?
All those in favor with aye?
Next up is to approve a payment of $2,126 to Corn Ferry for July's actuarial services.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? All those in favor with aye?
Aye.
It's approved.
Next up is a quarterly payment to Three Rivers Executive Consulting for the second quarter of 22 investment advisory fee.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? All those in favor with aye?
Aye.
Aye, it's approved.
And the remainder there is for just for information board.
Thank you for that information. And with that, we will adjourn. And again, I thank everybody for being here.
Thank you
And
very much.
again, congratulations.
Could have asked you, how many hours did you have to put in on that, right?
I'm sorry?
How many hours did you have to put in on that? That many? Oh, my
You said
God.
the floodplain was one of the hardest.
Yeah, the floodplain is by far the hardest and
Yeah.
hardest test I've ever taken. That's very difficult.
What about Marty's, training? Do you know the hours that she put in on that?
I don't, basically what she has attained is she's done the work to get her basic county certification.
I mean, this guy's a great person.
There's the list of them.
And, you're,
Oh.
make sure. you get that.
Sure.
What's the move, man?
It is.
What's your-
Yeah.
I've gone into reverse.
I was
I
ready.
understand the deeds of the right word now.
Yeah, that's
Apparently, no less than too much.
I have a problem tearing up.
Decision making
Well,
is problem solving.
Here's the deal, when you're doing that.
We'll never come down.
All of us
Effective communication, we all need to take that.
find ourselves to the patriotism. And then you see somebody that they're just into it, all of a sudden your mind goes,
A real good-
right? Sitting for a wedding or whatever, you
Yeah.
know, all those emotions are part of that,
Yeah.
right?
And
So,
this guy,
it's exciting, I'm
Handed out.
humbled by that. It's just-
No, that's great, that's a good thing.
I did
First time
not
I
say
said this gentleman-
It'll be televised.
to 8 people.
I don't know.
Each
that.
person got,
Oh, I thought they did.
They do, they
And,
tell
uh,
the majority of the games.
a different word was highlighted
So
And I don't
that's
know
not
if it's,
on each
if the
one, so we had to read,
preliminary
if I had number one, I
is
said,
or not,
I did
singing
not
or
say.
announcing of
I
the
kissed
team.
your wife.
I don't know.
First person, I
Yeah,
did
it's,
not say. I
it's 3
kissed your
P M,
wife.
so it's the,
I
it's the,
did not.
what,
I did not say.
North Central.
It's
Changes
really,
it.
boy, when you,
Yeah.
it was
Actually, I didn't know it. I got a call today. to
verbal
all my
emphasis
directions and
in body
where I could be
language.
and what time. I could be
Yeah.
there an hour and a half
That's why
before
some
the
things
game
get
to become associated with all the
misinterpreted in
preliminary.
text through
That's right,
emails.
exactly.
Been
Because
invited
you
to Scott
don't,
Henry for a
you're
law
reading
enforcement
it
in
as,
Warrior Run.
there's no way to explain
Of
what
Yeah,
15,
what
20
was the
minutes away.
emotion? It was in-
Yeah.
And so now they've added
God,
that
I'm
to
happy
this
it
meeting.
those came in. Do you want me
Because
to?
I'm really bad with
That's
explanation.
That's
Are you sure?
Yeah, just a little bit.
I mean, I'm not-
Why not?
I didn't know if you brought them down or.
So they're
already
great
brought
down
them
there,
down,
they
they're on my desk. Oh,
getting
okay.
you set up and ready to go out on the field, and where you need to go, and all the boys went down with the flag, with the big American flag, the Boy Scouts. We did it.
She is, I'll
for
tell you something, your
so
department
many years.
really
The first
benefited
year Alan was
from
on
going
it,
up there.
he didn't need it
She's-
because the big boys were on it.
She's done great. And she likes it.
This is what you
That's
saw,
what
that
I-
was
that's
that
what
was that
I-
little, but they're fantastic
It's a good
about
move
like
for her.
ushering you in and
For
saying,
you
this
guys
is
to
where you
read.
need to be.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It really,
that kind of stuff,
makes
so.
quite the difference.
So,
Yeah.
They said I could, bring in some other people.
Yes,
and
you're
have a
welcome.
sitting here.
Thank you. Yep.
But they, Scott Henry said, Scott worked down there, former state police.
Mhm.
You know Scott? You
Yeah,
know
yeah,
Scott?
yeah.
So Scott says, listen, if you're going over from where to run, so he didn't ready to get you in. The sheriff down there is on our committee, I'll just have a meeting.
All right.
There you go, you got connections.
I'm an honorary
Yeah,
member of the
and-
Pocono
and
Base
The
Submarine Base,
patriotism that
because my dad was a
about
sub vet.
when we were
my
riding
wife was a
through,
sub-vet.
I talked about
So
Vietnam.
if you're a son
talk
or
about
daughter, you're an
how he
honorary
feels about
member,
the country, and
which is nice.
then he says, I wanna get you in down there.
Some
And he
of them are
called me and
attached,
said,
some of them are.
We got it done, send down the tape.
The printer didn't do a good job this year.
John Boyd.
They're supposed to be in books. and
Oh,
stuff.
nice. Nice.
That's what I want.
Fantastic.
We-
You'll do fine.
And they'll probably provide you with a video of it too. They usually do.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they'll take a video, usually, I mean, that's typically the way it does, and
Oh,
they give you a
my.
copy of it, which is really nice, it's a nice keepsake to have.
Oh, you're darn right.
Yeah.
What a thrill that'll be.
It is.
I didn't know,
It really is.
I didn't really think about it, other than I got notice to call them.
Yeah.
And I'll do that today,
Yeah.
and so, yeah.
Even if it isn't
Thank you,
televised.
One
when you
man
do it,
band here.
WNT.
Yeah, I kind of figured it would end up that way. And honestly, I don't, they require training and I can't pay anybody.
Should be
So,
able to see it.
it's not, this isn't something that you can just do without preparation, you know? So
Oh, yeah.
it takes, it takes a lot of
Yeah.
research
Yeah.
and how to conduct business and all that, and I haven't found the right person yet.
Yeah, do a lot of that, will you please?
I will.
If ever.
I do anyway, but
That's why I look for myself.
Mr. Vaughn, good to see you.
Thank you for being here.
Yeah, it's nice to meet you. But thank you guys very much.
Okay.
We'll see you next month.
All right. I should be.
Sarah.
I could choose from, and I gave three choices, take care.
Oh,
Good.
I hope we get to chat at some time
What's
in
that?
between. It's like off. Did you get my card?
Moving forward.
I left some on the table.
Okay,
Help
alright.
yourself. And there's a
Good.
couple extras.
Okay.
Okay.
You
Thank
bet.
you
It was
guys. I got
interesting,
you,
those
Brenda.
two guys, one has a business,
Yeah,
what's
I'll
his
just
business?
let them know that you,
Guys, check this stuff out. Yeah, I agree with you. We gotta get out of the building first, though. I do want to show you the bell. This is really something. Get a little signal drop, but let's get outside. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Have a good one.
You too, thank you.
See ya.
Yeah. Oh gosh, thank you. All right, guys. So, kind of thinking about walking around the park. We're actually good. I think we've got another half hour on the park. Let's go check. Hey, we asked some hard questions today. Oh, I should have brought flip-flops and something different because I want to check out the park and I want to show you guys the park, but I gotta unload a bunch of this stuff. For you guys that know how to find me on Discord. I'm actually in there. If you'd like to come talk to me. Rod, that means you. Oh, hold on. Can they hold an elected official accountable? That's a great question. Yeah, guys, there was one empty chair. Let me see. Here, there was one empty chair in the whole place, which was super cool. I think that public participation is increasing in light of, you know, some of the more recent events. I hadn't prepared a question for, let me see if I can flip this around here because this drives me crazy. I think that's right. I thought it was actually really important to bring up the recent tragedy that happened in Berwick. It is really close by. Let me see what I can. I'm trying to just stabilize you in a spot so I can. It is almost my first day on the job, so forgive me. Woo! Marilyn Monroe going on. All right. So let's ditch some of this extra stuff. Just pay with some parking. So I do pay for parking. There's I guess I'm in a convenient spot now, but give me just a second, guys. All dirty? Okay. Alright. I'm going to end this stream just so I'm not diluting the commissioners' meeting with not what I would call foolishness, but I think we're going to go take a walk around the park. I didn't even wear the right shoes for it, but who cares? No pain, no gain. So yeah, I'm going to restart the stream. We're going to do a little walk around the park that's over here because it looks like there's some really cool stuff to see. And yeah, I'll catch you on the next one. You can catch the next commissioners meeting. I think he said was September 14th. We'll check that. We'll post the meeting minutes, I think, that were approved for the last meeting. We were here for that. We did not broadcast it. Things didn't necessarily go as planned when I got here. But everyone has been wonderful. I love working with the law enforcement, you know, coming in. I think that it's really important with them, you know, to support our law enforcement and the risk that they're taking to going to work and the opinion, you know, that people have of law enforcement. I would like to be part of helping make that change, you know, because it's important. So, all right. Catch you guys in a few minutes. Like I said, I'm going to restart my stream and maybe we'll just do something interesting. Okay. Bye.